What is going on, everybody? Tyler Brandt back here with another video, and today we are going to talk a little bit about something that I said in the post-game review of the New England Patriots and the Miami Dolphins game. It was something that, it was a phrase, a word that I used, and the word was Gadgety. And I want to kind of expand on that idea a little bit and kind of look at and project the 16-game season in that kind of an offense. Now, I don't think the offense will stay that way, but if this is how the Patriots offense is going to look going forward over a 16-game stretch, what it could look like and why I think that was a very fun, very live, and exciting offense against Miami, but that offense to me just isn't sustainable over a 16-game season. Let's look at Cam Newton's line from week 1 against Miami. Now, we're going to look specifically at his running line and what he did as a rusher, and that was running for 75 yards and 2 scores on 15 attempts. One of the takeaways from that game that I really was excited about was the fact that it looks like this offense is going to work around Cam Newton's strengths, and that is, of course, him as a runner and as a freak athlete. So that is, in a way, very exciting, and I like how Josh McDaniels was able to conform this offense into what Cam Newton does best. However, with that being said, 15 rushing attempts over 16 games is 240 attempts for the entire season, and that, quite frankly, is just too much for Cam Newton or for any quarterback, quite frankly. And that's just assuming that he's only running 15 times. I mean, 15, 16, 17 times per game. If those numbers are going to be 15 and higher, he's going to be getting the amount of carries a running back should be getting, or a committee of running backs should be getting if there's a couple guys that are carrying the ball. So he clearly cannot run the ball 240 times a year, or else we're going to see banged up Cam, and that's when banged up Cam starts to waver a little bit. When he gets hurt, that's when everything as a total package that he is gets a little bit worse when he's playing through injury. There are going to be teams that make him stand up, look down the field, and deliver some big passes, especially down the field. He's a home run hitter, especially in his deep ball. It's not always the most accurate, obviously. He doesn't always complete it for a very high percentage, obviously. But moral of the story here, there's going to be teams that make Cam Newton beat him with his arm. And I think that that's eventually going to have to be proven before this offense is really ready to compete at the next level. Especially in this game against Seattle, I think is the first real test to see just how good this team is. However, it looks like this offense is going to be mostly, quarterback options, RPOs. It looks like it's going to be largely based out of play action and their ability to move the ball on the ground. Cam Newton's going to have his QB sneaks, his veer plays, stuff like that. But I think that they need to kind of shy away from giving him the ball like they would a running back, because he's a very, very tough guy, and the kind of runner that he isn't in the same way Russell Wilson runs the ball, for example. He gets down and slides, which saves his body. In the way Lamar Jackson runs the football, he's sliding, he's getting out of bounds. For a guy like Cam Newton, and it's because of his size, and I love to watch it, and it gets me jacked up. But if he's got to get 1 yard, or if he's got to get a first down, he's going right through you. He's not sliding, and he gets a lot of extra hits, and he's a tough guy for doing it. But those hits, as we've seen in his career, they really start to pile up, and it affects his gameplay down the stretch. In a perfect world, I think this offense operates a lot like the Baltimore Ravens offense. Maybe not perfectly aligned schematically, but it is a lot of finding ways, finding different guys to run the ball, running downhill, dominating time of possession. Now, the thing that Baltimore does well and Lamar does well is when it's time for Lamar to throw the ball and when it's time for him to really use his arm to get his team down the field. He's been excellent so far. Now, Cam, that remains to be seen in New England, although the last time we did see that, he did look good in Carolina. He had that completion percentage in the high 60s. But I think there's going to be times where New England is going to dominate a lot of teams on the ground because of how good their offensive line plays and their ability to mix up who's running the ball, where the ball is getting run from, over tackle, over guard. Is it a power run, right? Over center, stuff like that. And, of course, just having a guy like Cam Newton falling forward and getting you yards. They're going to run, and then probably most weeks going to be a very successful running team. But the question is, to wane that pressure off of Cam Newton's body, can he A, throw the ball down the field with consistency enough to really be a legitimate feared passer, and B, will they just wane the ball off enough so he's not getting hurt? I mean, I'm okay with him running, 10, 9, 8 11 times a game, stuff like that. But north of 15, those hits, especially the way he runs, are going to take their toll on him. Now, I think it's going to take something being broken or him physically not being able to walk to miss a game. But the way this offense looks, it's his offense. It's, again, built around his strengths and what he can do with the ball. So with that being said, if he does go down and gets hurt, I'm not too sure with this offense in this quarterback room, a guy like Jarrett Stidham or Brian Hoyer can come in and McDaniels can flip a switch just like that and go back to running a more traditional, maybe a Brady-like offense that we've seen in recent years from New England. So Cam's health is key because I think between the two different kinds of quarterbacks in that quarterback room, if Cam goes down, I'm not sure these guys can do what he can do for an offense that's obviously tailored for Cam Newton. All in all, I'm excited to see Cam Newton. Week 1 was so honestly fun to watch. That offense was fun to watch. I know a lot of people may not be like smash mouth, run the football, drain the clock kind of fans, but it honestly is fun. That's old school football. They're doing it in a different way. It was a college offense in some plays on Sunday, and it was a very good game. Again, granted, against the Miami Dolphins. But in week 2, it's a totally different test. They're going to Seattle. You'll see the pregame here up on the channel before kickoff, and that's going to be a completely different monster. That's a statement game for New England, and Seattle may be a team, especially the way that they really run and move the ball with Russell Wilson. Cam may have to just stand up and throw the ball, which I just want to see before I can buy in to this offense. Because running 15 times a game, dominating time of possession is perfect, but there's going to be situations where he's got to stand up and throw the ball, and I'm not confident yet that he can do that, especially against elite defenses. And we'll see the first bit of that. Not that Seattle has an elite defense, but in order to keep up with Russ, they're either going to have to, A, keep him off the field, dominate time of possession, again, just run the ball, or B, they're going to have to compete in a barn burner with a top 2 quarterback in football and hope to put up points at the alarming rate that Russ put them up last week against the Falcons. That's going to do it for this video. Really just wanted to expand on the word Gadgety and how I used it in the post game from the Miami game on Sunday. And I just wanted to make sure it didn't come across as a slight against New England, because I really enjoyed watching that offense work. My biggest issue is Cam can't run the ball north of 15 times per game. He just won't make it durability-wise, especially with Baltimore, San Francisco, Seattle. Jamal Adams looks very good. He looked good last week against New England this week. So I just want to see him rush the ball less, really stand up, make some throws down the field. Damiere Byrd wasn't even targeted. I don't even think he had a catch week 1 against the Dolphins. So I want to see more of a passing offense, a few more passing concepts from McDaniels and Newton. But I'm excited about this team, and I can't wait for Seattle on Sunday Night Football. That's going to do it for me. Follow me on Twitter at @TheTylerBrant, on Instagram @TalkingPats. Get down in the comments down below. If you agree with me, you think I'm crazy, you think he should run it, whatever he wants to do, leave it all in the comments down below. Sound off. Get at me on social media. The next time you'll see me will be pregame. We'll go over the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots on Sunday Night Football. But until then, stay safe, be good, and I'll catch you on the next video.